What's going on, everybody? Just back from Africa. Had an awesome time out there. I cannot wait to share all the photos and videos I got of mambas and crocs and hippos, elephants, all kinds of amazing stuff. But yeah, I just wanted to say hi to everybody now that I'm back home, hanging out with Casper and taking a dip in the pond. We're just chilling over here. What's going on, big guy? Just hanging out. Did you miss me? I missed you. Look at him. Look at this good boy. I guess he didn't miss me. He's leaving. Peace. There he goes. So here's a cool one for you guys. Did you know that alligators have 5 toes in the front, 4 toes in the back, and the claws are only on the first 3 digits? So if I hold his hand, there we go. You can see he's got his 5 toes, but claws on only the first 3. And then on his back foot, he's swimming away now. He's like, don't hold my hand, I don't like you. But on the back foot, he's got 4 toes and the claws on only the first 3. So that's how they all are. Why they like that, I have no idea. It's how they come out of the factory. I don't know. But it is kind of cool to see that that is how they all are, where they have the 5 in the front, 4 in the back, claws on only the first 3 digits. I get a lot of people ask, can he feel when I touch him on his back? Yes, he can. Now, the back is covered in these bony plates called osteoderms, which literally means bone skin. So these are solid bone plates down the back of the alligator that act like body armor for him. And you gotta think, this evolved when these guys were coinciding with dinosaurs, living alongside dinosaurs, where they would eat and be eaten by literal dinosaurs. So really, really cool. Crocodilians are 240 million years old. So you gotta think about it like that. But anyways, these osteoderms are super, super tough. They're like armor plating, and they're actually more dense than the rest of the skeletal structure. And when an alligator gets eaten by something like a python out here, the python can digest the skull, the other bones, arms, legs, whatever. They can't digest these really thick osteoderms at the neck, the nucleus. They actually can't digest those. They'll pass those through the digestive system because of how dense they are. Really, really wild, really cool. Another common question I get about the alligators, can they hear? Yes, they have ears. The ear is actually right here, this little slit right there you can see, and this whole little area moves. You can see that right there. So he actually wiggles that. You'll see them on occasion, they'll wiggle it completely on their own. It's the most adorable thing you've ever seen. It's really funny and cute. But yes, they can move that, and then when they go underneath the water, they close that off. So how good is their hearing? Very good. Okay, they actually use their hearing to hunt a lot of the time, and they will pick up on splashing animals, things like that, and use that to be able to hunt. And in here, their hearing is excellent. He can hear me talking all the time. He'll hear somebody way over there. In my experience, it seems like they can hear things better than we can. They can definitely hear better than we can underneath the water. Even though they can seal that off and they go underneath, they can still hear very well. And like you can see, he's swimming along right now. There you go, big dude. But yes, they do have hearing very well. I get a lot of people ask about his teeth. He does have very, very white teeth. And no, we don't scrub them. We actually don't need to. You can check out the teeth right there. They actually break their teeth off and they grow them back. And they'll cycle through several thousand teeth in a lifetime, which comes in handy because of how hard he can bite. You know, a large alligator can bite down with over 2,000 pounds per square inch of power. That's a literal ton of force within his mouth. So if they bite down on something like a solid bone or a rock or something like that, they need to be able to break the teeth off, grow them back, and they'll cycle through their teeth like this. Now, on that note, I find tons of teeth. I actually have a jar full of teeth at home that I find on the bottom when cleaning in here. So when people ask, is he tame? Is he an animal that's domesticated, everything like that? The answer is no, he's not tame, he's not domesticated. I like the word habituated, where he has learned, I'm not a threat, I'm not gonna hurt him, I'm also not a food source. So what this means, like I'm 99% sure he would never attack me, he would never come after me or anything like that. But when I'm hanging out with him like this, if I were to do something foolish, like let's say I'm sitting right here and I were to splash by his face, immediately he goes for it. Now, is that him trying to attack me? No, that's him responding to stimulus. That is him with his natural instinct, his natural reflex, is to try to bite things that splash, because that could have been a fish. Now, even though he could see my hand, he sees me go over there, he's still going to react to it. And this is why it's always important to remember these animals are not pets and they're not tame. He is still a wild animal, has his wild instincts, and will react with those instincts. Now, as far as when I'm doing my tour or something like that, how do I keep my people safe then? Well, that's why we have safety rules. That's why we have rules where people are not allowed to get this close to him. We do not let people get close enough to be within that range, and we enforce those rules very strictly and prevent anything like that from happening. Now, as you can see, he's right here next to me again. He's not going to attack me or anything like that, but if you were to do something dumb, yeah, he's still an alligator. And so again, this is why we have very strict rules, and that's how we keep people safe. And when I'm doing my tour as well, I only have one person in the water with me at a time, and I am on that person the entire time, keeping my focus on them, watching them, and making sure that nothing happens, and making sure they don't get too close. Because again, I'm not worried about him. He's not going to attack anybody. The only thing I worry about is if somebody else decides to do something dumb, because then, you know, he reacts. But again, that's why we're very safe about what we do, and we have very, very specific rules. I get a lot of questions about the alligator's senses, and so they actually have really good eyesight. They have excellent eyesight, they have excellent hearing, and they have a great sense of smell as well. But one of the main things that they actually use for hunting is hearing things splashing in the water and also detecting movement in the water. When you look along the side of their face, let me see if I can show you guys, you're going to see all these little tiny black dots. These are called integumentary sensory organs, those right there, and those are very sensitive to touch and movement in the water. And so he'll use that in the water to feel for fish, because you have to think normally out in the wild, he's going to be in pretty murky water, and he's not going to be able to see a fish or anything like that, so he has to be able to feel for it. And so if I grab one of his little treats over here and I toss that next to him, he immediately goes for it because he feels the splash. He didn't see the treat, he didn't really hear it, but he felt it hit the water, and that's the first thing that he's going to go after. Casper, I have one of his gator chow treats here. I know it looks like a freeze-dried turd, but it is actually made of fish, chicken, dried blood, all kinds of disgusting things that he finds delicious. So I'm going to give him one of these. Casper. You can see him cruising over. Casper. There he goes. Let's take a look at that under.